Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So I have decided to start doing these Monday motivation speech. Just for like make it happen Monday motivation. I know a lot of people are not particularly happy to get up on Mondays and they don't have the motivation. So as I get up, I'm dressed, I'm about to get out the house. I wanted to go over some things that I was reading in my Bible and just give you guys a few words of encouragement to start your Mondays off. So, when I made that post about man doesn't truly love you if he does not marry you, that post was geared towards believing in God. So a lot of people who commented on that post did not believe in God. And then I realized, what am I even talking to y'all for? Right? So I was convicted at that way, but then also I had to go back and think again, like, why did Jesus come? Jesus came so that we can believe. And a lot of people are walking by sight, not by faith. And that's literally the meaning of that, and the meaning of what I have been doing my whole life is walking by faith, not by sight, because the things that God has blessed me with, I could not have even believed that I would get those things. But somehow I got those things. And I don't want you guys to think that God's love is measured in items that you have either. God's love is measured in just you being able to wake up and breathe. If you woke up this morning, that's a blessing. So I wanted to talk to you guys that many people are walking by sight, not by faith. They have given up of all possibilities that a higher power will bless them. When the blessing comes, they call it mere luck instead of a blessing because they no longer believe. A lot of people are distracted by what others have. The art of comparison only will create envy, hatred, and feelings of lack. You should never compare yourself to anyone because God has given you your own gift. And if you have not figured out what your gift is, it's because you have not taken time to figure out who you are in God's light and what he has created you to be. So I want to read this short passage real quick. But when I think of comparison, I think of Martha and Mary. Now, I'm not saying that Martha and Mary are not both loved by God because we are all his children. We all have our own gifts. But in Luke 10:38 through 48, Martha was worried about impressing Jesus. I'm going to just sum it up. Martha was worried about impressing Jesus. She was like, oh, I got to be perfect. This house got to be clean. Everything got to be done. And when Jesus came in, Mary sat by Jesus's foot and she just enjoyed being in his presence. This is a powerful man. Let me just soak up his presence real quick. And Martha said, Jesus, aren't you going to be upset that Mary is not helping me clean this house? That Mary is not trying to impress you? And Jesus told her that no, I'm not upset because Mary is doing just as she is supposed to do. God only wants us to be in his presence. He doesn't want our items. He is the creator. He created this. So nothing you can give him physically, even when you give him your tithes, that's not even something that he's asking for. Now you give him because that is what we're supposed to do. But he doesn't care about that. He created this. So he told her that Mary is doing exactly what she was supposed to do. So she was being in his presence, and Mary was not comparing herself to Martha, like, oh, I'm going to clean. Hey, cuz, hey. Oh, I'm going to clean this house, and it's going to be spotless, and Jesus is going to be impressed with me. No, I'm going to get in Jesus' presence so I can hear what he has to tell me so that I can live the life that he wants me to live. So I know a lot of people in my lifetime have compared themselves to me. And I would not be a perfect person if I say I didn't compare myself to other people. We all do it as human nature. But as I walk with Christ and I understand myself more in God's light, I understand that we should not compare ourselves to each other. We should love ourselves so much that we give ourselves our shot of being the best person that we're supposed to be in God's light. So I just want to say, believe in your gifts. God's various gifts are handed out everywhere. but all originate in God's Spirit. God's various ministries are carried out everywhere, but they all originate in God's spirits. God's various expressions of power or action everywhere, but God himself is behind it all. He is behind it all. So when y'all call it luck, it's God behind it. Some people say I'm manifesting something, it's God behind it. Some people say I'm going to create a spell, it's God behind it. And if it's not God behind it, then it's the devil. And the devil only gives you gifts that he's going to take back from you later. The devil's gifts are not desired. Y'all think that it's cool to be in the devil's light, but it's not. And I didn't come here to condemn y'all today. I'm coming here to tell y'all that if y'all get yourself in alignment, then God is going to bless y'all too. Everyone gets in on it. Everyone believes. All kinds of things are handed out by the Spirit, and all kinds of people, a variety of wonderful. This is Corinthians 1:12-4. Do you ever look around at other people's gifts and talents and believe you don't measure up by comparison? This belief can interfere with what God wants to do with you. Not with me, what God wants to do with you. God is doing something beautiful with you. So you cannot compare your gift to somebody else's. God shines through each of us in different ways. One person is good at expressing herself through words. Another person is good with children and still has other gifts for giving wise advice to her friends. Whatever her gifts are, they all come from God. They're all from God. They are all tangible in expression. In his love, each one of us reveals the spirit of the world. So, God desires for us to seek him. He desires for us to use our gifts. How do you find your gift? Get away from the world. Take a break. You have to get by yourself to understand what God has for you. Because if you're listening to other people and comparing yourself to other people, you're not going to figure out what your gift is. You literally have to get by yourself and get into the word. You have to open up your own Bible and start reading it. Even if you go to church, that's a message because God speaks through other people, but you have to open up this Bible and read it for yourself. And a lot of people, like I said, are walking by sight and not by faith, and that's why they stop believing in God. But I want to go back to John. I've been reading John for this whole month, and it's so good. It's so good because this is even better than watching a movie. All these movies that are out, if y'all go read the Bible, man, they got so many tales, so much drama going on. But I'm going to go back to the death of Lazarus. And I did not even know that Lazarus was the brother of Mary and Martha. So that's even them relating. So John 11:14. Well, I'm going to start 11:12. His disciples replied, Lord, if he sleeps, he will get better. Jesus had been speaking of his death. So Jesus had traveled to save Lazarus, but he took his time to save him because he wanted y'all to see that he wanted the people to see the miracle that God can perform, that God is here on earth with us. And when we desire to seek him, he will show up in your life in so many ways. It's crazy. Y'all will think that things are not for y'all, but that he will start to show up in your life. So then he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead. Lazarus is dead. That's what he told Mary and Martha. And they looking for him to uplift them and give them, oh, Lazarus is alive. He's okay. He didn't tell them that. He wanted them to know that Lazarus was dead. And for your sake, I am glad I was not there. Mary and Martha was upset because they said if Jesus was there, he would have saved Lazarus. But he said, for your sake, I'm glad I was not there. Let's see. I am glad I was not there so that you may believe, but let us go to him. So he went to Lazarus, and if you guys are not familiar, he raised Lazarus up from the grave. They said it was a smell of rot. It had to be a very bad scene, and people just didn't believe that he was gonna raise Lazarus from the dead. They had to know he was dead, so that's why they let him sit in there. They let his body rot. They let it smell. But Jesus said he came so that you may believe. And believing is the first part. I was watching this movie this weekend. It was a kid's movie, Wish. But Wish was also based on God's belief. The belief that God can do for us what man cannot do. These people had given their wishes up to a man. And this man was only going to grant a few wishes. Who does that sound like? The devil. He might give somebody a wish so you can look at them and be like, oh, what do they got? Let me go serve whoever they serving. The whole time they serving the devil. But those gifts are never gifts of God. Like I said, he will take them away from you. So you want to make sure that you are in alignment with who you're supposed to be believing in. Not in alignment with the wrong person. So, the motivation for today is believe in your gifts, believe in God, and he is coming to show you what you're supposed to be doing in this world. Do not compare yourself to anyone else, because comparison creates envy, hatred, and feeling of lack. You are feeling that you don't have it, what you need, because you are comparing yourself to someone else, when in fact you have all the tools to create what you need. You just need to get quiet and get in your Bible and listen to what God is telling you to be in this world. And once you figure that out for yourself, then you will create the life that you're supposed to have. Now, I hear my son trying to get in because he's probably trying to figure out what I'm doing. This morning, I'm going to make sure that I do this message every Monday. So if you guys are interested in hearing a word, or you need a little bit of motivation on Mondays, then make sure y'all stay tuned. Don't know what time I'm going to do the message, but it will come out on Mondays. And thank y'all for watching, and just have faith, because even though we're going through, a lot of people are going through depression and feeling like they're a lack right now because of prices of things. You're not a lack. You're never a lack when you have God, and when you get in God's sight, when you start to seek his presence, because we all have the power to be with God. Just people don't seek him. And that's the first step, is to seek God, get in his presence, and then listen and obey. And he will start to bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I thank you. I am just trying to give people light. And I realize in my messages that a lot of people are saying they don't believe in God. And that's the first step. And I just don't want y'all to get lost in the Hindu religion, because that's all a lower form of God. Why go to a lower form of God when you can get from the best source, the highest power, which is God? I just don't want y'all to get lost. And I've been there before, and I'm now found who I'm supposed to be, and I love who I'm supposed to be. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next Monday.